Good morning and welcome to the DFS YouTube channel. I am Razzle11 and you can find me on X at Razzle11Grinds. Going to take a look at some pitching for today, the 3rd of April. It is Thursday. We do have just 5 games total on the day. A 3-game day slate and then a 2-game evening slate. Uh, Not a whole lot to get excited about. So this should be a pretty quick video at this point. I went to get the video out late last night, but a lot of the props weren't there. We're still missing some, so uh, really wasn't in any hurry to try to give you any updates, just because felt like we could wait and get more information. Unfortunately, we don't get full information, but that is all right. We will work with what we have at this point. Uh, as you can see, we do have the 3-game main slate on DraftKings, and I believe I heard a rumor that the main slate on FanDuel is the evening 2-game slate, which seems pretty odd, but it is what it is. And as usual, we will be looking at DraftKings, as that was where majority of my action is. But let's dig in. Obviously, on these slates like this, um, I most likely end up using every pitcher. I just go underweight on the guys I don't like. So I can already tell you, not gonna like Senzatella. Not really gonna like the pitching in the Baltimore game, even though individually the names I've liked in years past. Um, and I'm not gonna be super excited to use Taiwan Walker. He hasn't made any appearances yet this year. Was horrible in the spring after having a horrible 2024. There's just very little to love in this scenario, and it would probably be poetic, I guess, if Hunter Brown and Joe Ryan end up giving up the most runs on the slate. That would really cause some chaos within everything. On the 2-gamer, uh, you get Lodolo, who just didn't pick up strikeouts in his first start, who's clearly the best option for us. But then you also have Carrasco, who only threw 40 pitches in start one. And you have Nestor Cortez, who gave up 27 home runs, uh, give or take a few. But, um, we have to consider him, which doesn't feel right, but it's also a spot for him to just kind of bounce back a little bit. And the Brewers definitely need uh, their pitchers, starting pitchers, to go a bit deeper in games at this point, even though we're just a week into the season. But let's jump over to the DraftKings Sportsbook, get a look at some of these numbers. We'll just talk about all 5 games like they were on one slate together. Largest favorite on the slate, Taiwan Walker, the pitcher that I'm just afraid to use, even though it is such a great matchup. So massive favorite, but it is the second highest game total on the day, the highest on the initial slate. 9.5 juices on the over. Makes it tough to really want to play Taiwan Walker. Uh, we're going to play him. People are just blindly going to take the pitcher for the Phillies against this Rockies offense. I will tell you the one lineup that I built before calling it a night last night was actually a Rockies stack. So I may end up higher on the Rockies bats, but this is a pitching video. When we look at the Houck versus Charlie Morton matchup, the game total of 9 juices on the over. Um, Morton has slid to a little bigger favorite uh, through the night hours. It is pretty close to a pick 'em at this point. The Twins and Astros game total of just 7, easily the lowest total on the first slate, and then just the lowest total on the day. Joe Ryan a minus 125 favorite That is a slight creep up from when it first opened up. Both offenses have been struggling in that matchup, so pitching definitely makes a ton of sense for us. The night games, game total of 10 in New York. Juice is on the under, but still, that's a 10 game total in New York. Carrasco and the Yankees are minus 130 favorites, which has moved quite a bit. Last night when I first looked, it was a pick 'em between these two. So it has moved pretty strongly to the Yankees at this point. Reds and Brewers, Lodolo, Cortez, 7.5 game total, juice on the over. Nestor, a minus 118 favorite, which has moved slightly in his direction since open as well. Pretty small, but a slight move. Vegas does kind of think that Nestor turns it around a little bit, which we should expect because Nestor's just not that bad of a pitcher. Uh, that's why that return to Yankee Stadium was really surprising. But let's take a look at some of the strikeout props here. Not a whole lot stands out. We have a few with a 5.5 prop. And actually, Hunter Brown moved up. He opened at 5.5 as well. 6.5 on the under now. It'll be interesting to see how the Ryan Hunter Brown props adjust throughout the day because they clearly are the better pitchers. Charlie Morton 5.5. Let's pick him right now, so pretty good bet to see 5 to 6 strikeouts at this point. I know it's shocking, right in the middle, but Tanner Houck at 4.5 with juice on the under. A little surprising after the Orioles struck out quite a bit yesterday. Walker and Senzatella, not expected to be many Ks in this matchup. 2.5 for Senzatella is ridiculously low. Not that I want to bet the over in any regard, but Taijuan Walker 4.5 juices slightly on the under, so it's not a great spot for pitching and upside, really. The bottom 2 games, Merrill Kelly 4.5 juice on the over. Carrasco under 3.5. Makes a lot of sense since Carrasco just threw 40 pitches. Probably don't expect him to go much past the 55 to 60 range. And I would even think that it's under if we get the runs that are expected in that game, I should say. So Lodolo 5.5, juice slightly on the under. Nestor with 5.5 with juice on the under as well. Was a little surprised to see the Nestor number at 5.5, but that only leads to, I guess, some more upside today. And as you see, the counter here, Lodolo with just 1 strikeout in his first start really shocked me. Kelly 1, Carrasco 2. Kelly's 1 was kind of shocking as well. Now, the Yankees did strike out a ton against Zach Gallen yesterday. So I do think there is some K upside in Kelly, but obviously there's a lot of volatility with him in that matchup. The win odds, as you see, we only get 3 of the games here, 2 of them on the day slate. Charlie Morton, plus 185, opened at plus 200. So basically, he and Houck had switched overnight on their win odds. Not the greatest matchup for pitching, but that kind of stands out. Then you look at the Twins Astros, best pitching matchup for sure. Even though, actually, no, the Twins are slight favorite. So plus 170 for Joe Ryan, plus 180 for Hunter Brown. Then the evening, as you see, Cortez and the Brewers are slight favorites, but Lodolo much better odds to pick up the win than Cortez. Lodolo with the best win odds of the 3 games that are listed here. So take that for what it's worth, but it is interesting to see that. Total outs, their earn run, sorry about that. 2.5 now is the number for Senzatella and Walker. Walker's getting closer to a pick 'em in that number. So we should expect both sides to see some runs in that game. We get 2.5 in the Morton and Hulk matchup. Uh, Under for Charlie Morton. It's pretty solid under. Hulk is getting pretty close to a pick 'em at the 2.5. So, we can expect Baltimore to score a few runs earlier in that game. Joe Ryan, Hunter Brown getting to 1.5 and the over. Hunter Brown strongly on the over, which I feel is probably the likely outcome, but uh, I would not be shocked if it's a pitcher duel, to be honest. Getting to the Diamondbacks Yankees. Now, this is one that kind of surprised me with Carlos Carrasco in such a high total game. His prop at just 2.5 with juice on the under. I know he's going to pitch a shorter period of time, but that's basically putting 4 runs ish, 3.5 runs on potentially on the Yankees bullpen. Um, Seems kind of an extreme number, but Merrill Kelly 2.5, just pretty strongly on the over. That stands out. Actually, because it opened at 3.5 with juice on the under, so it has moved slightly down. Not that it's a big difference, but seeing 2.5 there over 3.5 obviously changes things a little bit. Cortez and Lodolo both sitting at 1.5, similar to the Joe Ryan Hunter Brown. And both have similar odds as well. So we are going to see some runs on this slate. As far as total outs, we just have 3 games to look at for the pitching. Tanner Houck over 16.5, Charlie Morton under 16.5. Houck has gone down. He opened up at 17.5. Charlie Morton's gone up as he opened at 15.5. So paying attention to those trends on the pitchers out, kind of important. Trying to get some length just because we don't have a ton of K upside overall on the slate. We do need to get some innings out of our pitching. Hunter Brown and Joe Ryan over 17.5. Not a whole lot needs to be said about that. Nestor Cortez under 15.5 yet. He did just throw 64 pitches, so I would guess he's in the 80 pitch range. So 5 innings probably does seem likely. Lodolo under 17.5 yet. He did go 6 innings, I believe, in his first start. He did throw 86 pitches. So there is some upside to see a 7 inning performance out of him. But there we kind of have it. There's that look through the props for these pitching on this. I don't know. It's a great day of baseball because every day is a great day of baseball, but we have just 5 games and it's kind of annoying. We're a week into the season. We already get a slate, 2 slates, where it's a 3 and a 2 gamer. So it is what it is. We roll with what we have. There's plenty of money to be won out there today and tonight. So there we have it. If you enjoy what it brings you, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, turn the notification bell on, get the alert anytime we drop videos here at DFS Army. If you want to join us and get access to our coaches, tools, sheets, Discord, etc., I will put links in the description below. You can still use promo code FASTPITCH for 20% off. That's twice what our normal discount code is. So definitely join us, get in that Discord, get access to us. But yeah, hit the like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Turn the notification bell on. Helps us out a ton over here. And the final thing, best of luck, everybody.